Hello people, and today we're going to be talking about Dillian fighting Argos Whyte. I am going to be presenting you with reasons why you should not feel sorry for Dillian fighting Argos Whyte. And also I'm going to be giving you reasons why it is Dillian fighting Argos Whyte's fault why he finds himself in this current position that he is in today. So my first argument is that Dillian fighting Argos Whyte had the opportunity to be the IBF heavyweight mandatory, but he refused to fight in the final eliminator against Kerbat, the serial kisser Pulev. Now, edit, the used car salesman Hearn lost the purse bid, and thus the fight never really developed. So, Dillian Whyte avoided a final eliminator that would have made him mandatory to Anthony. I used to be a bad boy, now I'm a good boy Joshua, and Anthony Joshua would not have had a rematch clause. Also, Anthony, I used to be a bad boy, now I'm a good boy Joshua, would not have gotten away with offering Dillian Whyte peanuts, as this was not a voluntary defense, it was a mandatory defense. So, had Dillian Whyte fought and won Pulev, he would have had a guaranteed shot at Anthony Joshua, with Anthony Joshua having no rematch clause. And yet we're meant to feel sorry for the fraud Dillian Whyte. And now to the WBC situation. Now, it is true that Dillian fighting Argos Whyte has been the number one for more than 600 days. But something major occurred between Dominic I got slapped up Brazil and Deontay Windmill Wilder and the Boom Squad, the entourage of Deontay Windmill Wilder. Now, the Boom Squad attacked Dominic I got slapped up Brazil, punching him in the back of the head. Now, Dominic I got slapped up Brazil threatened to go to the police and make this a legal matter. I'm sure they're all with me because I'm black. Heyman tried to convince Dominic Brazil that Deontay Windmill Wilder would give him a voluntary shot, but of course, as we all know, we should not trust a word that comes out of Wilder's mouth, and Dominic Brazil, to his credit, was intelligent enough to know that he should not trust a word that comes out of Wilder's mouth. And thus it took Mauricio, the WBC crook Sullivan, to promise Dominic Brazil the mandatory for Dominic Brazil not to press charges. But to the credit of the WBC, they saw that Dillian fighting Argos Whyte had been the number one for roughly 400 days at that point, and so they offered Dillian Whyte a final eliminator for the second mandatory against Luis 50-year-old Ortiz. But like we all know, Dillian fighting Argos Whyte does not like final eliminators, and so he rejected that proposal. Now then, let's talk about the negotiations between Dillian fighting Argos Whyte and Anthony. I used to be a bad boy, now I'm a good boy Joshua. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is that Dillian fighting Argos Whyte would have been a voluntary defense for Anthony Joshua. Not a mandatory, a voluntary. Now, Carlos Takam earned £900,000, which was roughly 10% of the pot, as being a voluntary. Now, Dillian Whyte was offered £5 million for a voluntary defense. But not only that, if Dillian Whyte managed to beat Anthony Joshua, the rematch would be 50-50. To put it in layman's terms, even Andy Ruiz Jr. is now getting 50-50. Joshua is getting the lion's share of the rematch also. But Dillian Whyte was offered some very good terms, but no, he's worth apparently a lot more than he was offered. So now let's talk about what Dillian Whyte posted on social media a few weeks ago. He was complaining that Alexander the Pussycat Usyk was made the WBO mandatory challenger. But it's in with the WBO's rules that if a champion moves up weight, they become the automatic mandatory. And let's not forget, Dillian Whyte was not mandatory, he was only number one. And being number one, to become a mandatory, you must face a final eliminator. And we all know Dillian Whyte does not like final eliminators. So, there you have it, people. Those are all the reasons why Dillian fighting Argos Whyte is a fraud and has been mugging you all off for feeling sorry for him. I bet he's sat at home right now laughing at all the people who sympathize with him and feel sorry for him and in the position he finds himself in. Now, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Peace out.